Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, the Senate needs to do everything it can to help create jobs, improve our economy, and address the basic needs of the average American. Unfortunately, many efforts to make meaningful progress on these issues have been thwarted in the last few months. Specifically, for the last 87 days, emergency assistance for job seekers have been blocked by gridlock. And despite the best efforts of several of my colleagues, including my colleague and friend, Senator Dean Heller of Nevada, today over 2.2 million Americans are being denied vital assistance in what remains a very difficult economy. But I'm pleased to say that a group of 5 Republicans and 5 Democrats have reached a principled compromise to end this impasse and help get people back on their feet. Indeed, Senators Heller, Merkley, Collins, Booker, Portman, Brown, Murkowski, Durbin, and Kirk have introduced a bill to continue emergency unemployment insurance for 5 months, retroactive from December 28th. As I have advocated, this bill contains no cuts to the weeks of benefits available or the structure of the tiers of benefits, nor does it include other problematic policy changes. It is, however, fully paid for and includes some positive reforms that better align the unemployment insurance and workforce systems to help get people back to work sooner. It also includes language that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle sought and previously we've passed in the Senate 100 to 0, which would prohibit millionaires from receiving federal emergency benefits. I want to thank Senator Heller for his commitment to this issue, for his steadfastness, and for his recognizing that this shouldn't be a partisan issue. He's been an extraordinarily thoughtful, collaborative, and constructive colleague in trying to bring this issue to the floor. I also want to particularly thank Senators Collins, Murkowski, Portman, and Kirk, because they also have been extremely thoughtful, tireless, and resolute in their efforts to find a pathway forward. They've all brought constructive ideas to the table, and we've been able to craft a principled compromise that will provide immediate aid to an estimated 2.7 million Americans, including 12,000 Rhode Islanders. This is a vital lifeline that can mean the difference between making the rent payment, putting enough food on the table, and keeping the heat on as our constituents search for work in an economy where there are still more than 2 job seekers for every opening, and in fact, some places 3 job seekers for every opening. I've been working since last year to extend these benefits, and every day that passes is another day that hardworking Americans don't have the same type of aid as those who are unemployed and looking for work last year had. So I'm glad we've reached a principled bipartisan compromise, and it deserves to move forward quickly so we can provide much-needed relief to our constituents and to strengthen our economy. Now, I understand there have been administrative concerns raised about this bill by the National Association of State Workforce Agencies, which Speaker Boehner appears to be using as a reason to not take up this bipartisan compromise. Frankly, Madam President, quote, administrative challenges, close quote, should not be a reason to deny aid to working Americans who lost their job through no fault of their own and are out there hitting the pavement, searching for work in a challenging economy. Also, the Secretary of Labor has sent Congress a letter addressing all the concerns raised by the national group. This letter notes that the Secretary of Labor is, quote, confident that there are workable solutions for all the concerns raised by NASWA. From the Great Recession to the present, the Congress has worked in a bipartisan fashion to enact 12 different expansions or extensions to the EUC program. A number of extensions included changes to the program that were as or more complex than those included in the current bill. The Department of Labor has consistently worked with states to implement these extensions in an effective, collaborative, and prompt fashion, and will do so again, close quote. Indeed, the states have implemented benefits retroactively several weeks after the program has expired previously. And I'd like to add that my colleagues who have joined as co-sponsors of this bill, out of an abundance of caution and a desire to allay these administrative concerns, have included clarifying language to ensure that administrative funding constraints relating to the prohibition on millionaires receiving emergency unemployment insurance could not be read in an overly broad fashion, so that will make this administratively easier to implement. I look forward to debating this bill later this week, and I'm hopeful that with this strong bipartisan showing, we can convince our colleagues on the other side of the Capitol that this is the right thing to do for the economy and for working Americans who lost their job through no fault of their own and who are searching for work. Again, I am delighted to join Senator Held in this effort and our other Republican co-sponsors. They have been extraordinarily thoughtful, constructive, collaborative, and so they have served not only their constituents, but this Senate and this country with great and deeply appreciated effort. Thank you.